Zionism is the belief that the Jewish people deserve a homeland of their own. This homeland, Zionists believed, should be in the historical land of Israel. This land holds deep religious and cultural significance for the Jewish people. For centuries, Jews faced persecution and displacement. Zionism emerged in the late 19th century as a response to anti-Semitism. It spurred a movement to establish a Jewish state in Palestine. This led to the creation of the State of Israel in 1948. It reshaped the lives of both Jews and Palestinians. To understand Zionism, we must go back in time. For centuries, Jewish communities endured discrimination and violence. This persecution is known as anti-Semitism. Jews were often treated as outsiders. The dream of returning to Zion provided solace and hope. The land of Israel held deep religious significance. To many Jews, it represented a spiritual center. Waves of pogroms swept through the Russian Empire. These events forced many Jews to flee. In this climate, the Zionist movement took root. The idea of a Jewish state began to resonate powerfully. Theodor Herzl, an Austro-Hungarian Jewish journalist, is widely regarded as the father of modern political Zionism. Witnessing the rising tide of anti-Semitism in Europe, Herzl became convinced that the only solution for the Jewish people was the creation of their own independent state. In 1896, he published a pivotal book titled Der Judenstaat, The Jewish State. This book laid out his vision for a Jewish state and called for organized action to achieve this goal. Herzl believed in a practical, political approach. He argued that Jews needed to obtain a legally secured territory for their state. He also emphasized the importance of Jewish self-reliance and nation-building. Herzl's ideas galvanized the Zionist movement. In 1897, he convened the First Zionist Congress in Basel, Switzerland. This landmark event brought together Jewish leaders from across Europe. They debated and adopted the Basel program, which declared the aim of Zionism as establishing for the Jewish people a publicly and legally assured home in Palestine. Section 4, A Turning Point: The Holocaust and Growing Support for a Jewish State. The Zionist movement gained momentum in the early 20th century. Jewish immigration to Palestine increased. The horrors of the Holocaust during World War II proved to be a turning point. The genocide of 6 million Jews shocked the world. It underscored the desperate need for a Jewish state. Many nations recognized the moral imperative of providing a homeland for the Jewish people. Section 5, The Birth of Israel and Its Consequences. In 1947, the United Nations voted to partition Palestine into 2 states, one Jewish and one Arab. This decision was met with mixed reactions. While Jewish leaders accepted the plan, Arab leaders rejected it, arguing that it was unfair to the Palestinian Arabs who already lived there. The partition plan ultimately failed to resolve the conflict. In May 1948, David Ben-Gurion, the head of the Jewish Agency, declared the establishment of the State of Israel. This declaration triggered a war between Israel and its Arab neighbors. The war resulted in a decisive victory for Israel. However, it also had a profound impact on the Palestinian people. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were displaced from their homes, becoming refugees in neighboring Arab countries. This event is known as the Nakba, meaning catastrophe in Arabic. The war marked the beginning of a complex and enduring conflict that continues to this day. Section 6, Zionism Today, A Complex Legacy. Zionism achieved its goal of establishing a Jewish state. However, it remains a complex and contentious issue. The displacement of the Palestinian people during the 1948 war continues to be a source of pain and grievance. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict remains one of the most intractable conflicts in the world. Today, Zionism evokes a range of perspectives and emotions. For many Jews, it represents the right to self-determination in their ancestral homeland. It symbolizes the strength and resilience of the Jewish people after centuries of persecution. For many Palestinians, Zionism is associated with dispossession and the ongoing struggle for their own statehood.